Damn. Welcome to DWM Productions THC Podcast, sponsored by, man, it's fucked up. FastCustomShirts.com, man. That Facebook edit, man. It's crazy.
For real.
Right here at BOYGOB.com. Know what I'm saying, dog?
I know what to say, Tom.
We'll get to that, motherfucker.
What do you mean? What I say, though.
Oh, that dude was so Jamaican, he was Irish. What the fuck?
Oh. Yeah, we'll get to that shit. So, how's your week, Tom? How's things been going? Sorry for the delay. Had some personal shit that's still going on, but I'll tell you about all that shit later. But yeah, we made it here now on a Monday. Nobody's doing anything, so everybody will probably be flooding the chat here in a little bit. Maybe not. This is where you say about your week or whatever, Tom.
Oh, sorry.
You went on a trip, man. Like you were in the cold countries.
Yes.
Yes, all.
And it don't stop. Yeah, it was a week today. Sorry, man. I was smoking mad shittily rolled blunts before fucking we were gonna record this shit.
Fat blunts.
Fuck yeah, but they were like rolled weird and stepped on like you rolled them with your feet.
Yeah. These brownish paper.
It was contractor's paper. Hey, dog, this shit's a little too stiff. Oh, just dip it in some formaldehyde. That usually thins it a little bit. So yeah, last week Lori and I went to the old hill country for our anniversary. If people don't know, that's a spot by like San Antonio, in between like San Antonio and Austin. Excuse me, I'm winded because of those shitty fucking rolled blunts. San Marcos, I think that's the place. New Brunswick's, that area.
Yeah, because you're a big barbecue guy and you like to hit all these barbecue spots.
No, we actually went to the same restaurant we did last year. It's one that I don't really care for. It's good old country good eatings or whatever the fuck kind of food that shit I don't like is. But she digs it, so that's good. That's all that fucking matters.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's called the Old Grist Mill, and it reminds her of this show, a mini series, I guess, called Over the Garden Wall, which is pretty great. I would recommend watching that shit. Even you'd probably get a kick out of it. You say, "Oh, the art's really nice, but this seems like it was made for a bunch of fucking tomatoes."
I've
And I
heard
would say, Joe,
but it did not make my list. But we'll get to that. Yeah, I've heard of it, never seen it.
it's good. It's the dude who made a Flapjack, that wacky ass fucking Cartoon Network show. He did that shit. Man, I am so winded. I'll keep talking. Just let me drink a little bit of this water.
Right.
I tell you, I was just in the shop and I said, Bumba Clot, me needs to get to the show now.
Oh, and you actually are drinking water. All right.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, we went there. The first night was kind of, as soon as I got there, put the old hot tub on the highest it could be because it was going to be a cold night. So came back a few hours later. It dropped degrees. Well, fuck. So I made sure it was all the way up, went back inside, did dinner or something for another hour, Lori was watching A House of a Thousand Corpses, and I was like, "Oh shit." I didn't ever want to rewatch this again. I just wanted to, remember that I liked this movie and
Mm-mm.
remember that it was. But it started going on, and then fucking Rob Zombie with his fucking spooky, not his real voice comes on. She got a cold under the bed, meow meow meow, and his fucking bullshit. And I was like, I remember when I was a teenager and thought this was good music. And then the Captain Spaulding shit happened. I was just like, yeah, all right. That's, that was my favorite part in the movie, and that's, just at the beginning. So if that holds up, fine, terrific. And then what's it, old Chris Hardwick comes on, and I don't think I wanna watch this shit anymore. I'm just gonna remember what it was. The hot tub should be good by now, and it wasn't. But I'm gonna make the goddamned best of it because we're here and all. So I'm just out drinking beer, shivering in the hot tub for about 40 minutes because at this point the fucking pool or the temperature is below body heat. So at that point, it's just like, well, what the fuck? What does it even matter anymore? And went inside. By the time the fuck, mad shitty blunts. God damn, son, this got me fucked up. I'm gonna Italy, man. I'm gonna go back to Italy. Shit. So, watched a movie we'll talk about. I'll let Joe talk for a little bit in a minute so I can get my faculties together to talk about a movie.
All right.
But
So yeah, while Tom was on vacation, for the rest of us, it was Halloween, and as always, stood outside and gave out candy, and we usually don't have a whole lot of people come through, which sucks as much as we decorate.
well,
But
I mean, because of that law, you can't have children coming to your door.
no, that's not a law in Texas. But yeah, we had more people show up than ever before, which was cool. But like, there was not one single costume that stood out. It was like, that's fucking cool. Even when the kids were wearing the shitty Spider-Man costume a couple of years back, that was a lot cooler than, like, I don't even know. They were wearing maybe like half a store-bought costume and then just some fucking jeans or something. I don't know. It was not impressive. But here, just take your candy, kid. What do you say? Trick or treat. At least say fucking trick or treat. Come on, have some decorum, have some respect for the holiday, you know?
The fucking town we were staying at, like this little ass town, like everybody was decorated for fucking Halloween. They had decorations and inflatables falling out of their fucking ass. We even seen this one fucking cocksucker driving like all the because it's like literally in the hills, so all the roads are like windy and fucking death defying or whatever words you want to use. And this fucker who had to be drunk or high comes flying down the road on a goddamn golf cart wearing a Michael Myers mask with Bret Hart sunglasses over it. And we went to the little store over there and I got to see a couple children in their costumes, one of which was the dumbest shit I've ever fucking seen. It was a legitimate store-bought fucking costume, and it was a can of Mountain Dew.
So you think that kid picked that out himself, or did you adult out for him? Oh, this is gonna be great.
Uh unless they wanted their fucking child to be kicked in the balls by other kids at school, I don't think the parents picked that out. Unless they knew that this kid was so goddamn dumb, the parents wanted to make sure there wouldn't be any, mishaps down the line, aka getting a broad pregnant with his dumb sperm. So they sent him to school in this stupid fucking Mountain Dew costume. So all the bullies just take turns booting him in the cock. Oh shit, I would never do that if I was a father. That just seems wrong.
Well, I guess movie wise, I watch. Hey Tom, I'm trying, man. But I thought, well, let me ease up on the 2023 stuff, and finally get to some of these DVDs I've got at Frightmare or wherever. So pulled out one from our old buddies at Severin, Tom, and I watched a movie called Shining Sex. This is a
I don't believe fucking Severin would put out a movie with a classless title like that.
This is a Jess Franco movie, and Severin, our buddy David, he's really proud of the Jess Franco films that they have in their library. He keeps on acquiring more and putting out more. And I've seen a lot of Jess Franco movies, and they're weird because the guy, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to shoot a film, but I mean, there's usually not much of a story going on in his shit, and this one is no exception. His stuff, it's very sexual, as this one even has it in the title, Shining Sex. But this one just goes all out. I mean, there is just right from the beginning this I don't remember if it's Lena Romay in this one, or I've got it at the shop in the for sale box. But yeah, she's just like dancing around, if it's like naked, and like it's just all close up shots and like crazy. Like, hey, wait a minute, did they show this in the theaters? Well, maybe they did, but a special theater, And so then he tries to throw in a story. There's a guy and a lady there watching her dancing, because it's at a club, and it's, I guess, in Spain or France or something, and normal there, just like, hey, let's go have dinner and watch this chick gyrate. She's not much of a dancer, she just gyrating and stuff, but they send a message, hey, you should come back home with us, and they do. She does, yeah, okay, goes back home with them, and then they do all the sex to her and everything, and then they put some suntan lotion on her, Tom, and that suntan lotion, it turns her into a mindless zombie assassin. Not a zombie. Well, you know what I mean by zombie. She reads Marvel comics, and yeah. So what they, turns out the lady is a alien, and the guy that was with her, that's just her like sex slave or something, and she needs to create other sex slaves to kill people that know about her existence. And that's what this girl does. She's going around, and one of the people that knows about her existence, Tom, is a crippled old guy that tends to go into trances whenever she's killing somebody. And it's that character is played by old Jess Franco himself, Tom. And man, I believed he was crippled. Nope. Not at all. Yeah, it's weird because this is like a science fiction movie, I guess. But it's 80% of it is sex or simulated sex with like, yeah, a lot of close up shots, and you get bored. There's a whole lot of nudity, and it just gets really, really boring. And I don't even remember what happened at the end. Did they expose the well, they exposed everybody else, but they exposed the lady as being a alien? Shit, I don't remember, man. I don't know. The DVD or the Blu-ray, is it a 4K? No, but it comes with the soundtrack, just like that last Dracula versus Frankenstein thing. So I guess this is a Severin's thing now. They're adding the CD soundtracks. Not a lot of people I know listen to CDs anymore, but I guess you can pop that into the old DVD players, right? They still have that capacity, maybe.
They
I
do.
but
I forget that your screen's a lot smaller than mine, so when I shake my head in agreement or do this, you can't really see it because it's about the size of a postage stamp. Plus, we still have people who listen on the old podcast feed, so, you know, I should remember things like that. My
yeah,
apologies, Joe. This is an audio medium first.
yeah, it is an audio medium. Yes, Jake Taft. This is a nip flip classic, I guess. And if you're, I guess, if you're this lady Lena Romay, then this is a movie for you because you'll see all of her. Uh, I don't know. Can't recommend this one unless you're a Jess Franco devotee. You know, Severin doesn't have them numbered. If they did, people could line them up and show like, look, I've got Jess Franco 1 through 27 or something. But I weird, weird shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here there, Joe. Well, after old House of a Thousand Corpses wrapped up, Lori put on Beetlejuice. Have you heard of this one?
I have.
A lot of people love this movie. Love it.
This would make a lot of people's lists, I think.
Yeah, I've said it before. I don't give a fuck. Tim Burton's not for me. I don't care for any of his shit. Maybe Mars Attacks just because I remember seeing it in the theater with my dad, but even then we were both like, "Eh, this kind of sucks a dick, doesn't it?" And then he lit up a cigarette and it exploded in his face because it had loads in it. And once again, punched in the fucking eye I got.
That thing I sent you, that little video, it was the opening to an episode of that series I'm watching from Severin, and like shit, it was like we had just talked about that shit, and yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Oh shit, when we were out at wherever the fuck we were, they had like a toy store there too. But it turned out just being like a bunch of who the fuck would ever buy this shit? Like the Lori was looking at thinking about pencils that had like zodiac symbols on it because there really wasn't shit. But at that time, I was like, "Whew, I'm about to shit my pants, and it's like a 20-minute drive. We gotta go." And as soon as we got back home, or not home, but to the house, I ran in there, fucking, and I could just hear Lori laughing out fucking on the other side of the room because it's how loud and powerful it was. But anyways, Joe,
She didn't get her
what?
thing because of you.
Well, it was just like a weird, uncomfortable store, and the shopkeeper was like the only one there. It was like a tourist thing, but it was weird. Like they had like little, maybe 1/2 inch die cast metal universal monsters. I'm sure it was like $15. I was just like, this would be like the only thing here I'd sort of kind of be like, what the fuck? And I brought this up because they had a joke section with like Lori pointed out with like the fake puke and the fake poo poo and shit. So yeah, you just talk about things for 8 years and then you notice it out in the real world.
So
So yes,
back to your Beetlejuice. This is your first time watching Beetlejuice.
no, this is not my first time watching Beetlejuice. I know that I have seen it once when I was a kid, probably more than that. That fucking thing was always on. But yeah, I never gave a flying fuck to go back and watch it at all. I always thought that, yeah, I just appreciate it for like the practical effects and the PG style monsters and stuff in it. And going back and seeing it, it was, all right, that stuff's okay, I guess. And just Tim Burton's fucking goofy aesthetic, whatever his style is, it just fucking sucks. I don't care for any of that shit, his fucking art direction and style. I don't care for that shit at all. And then all the people who come into this house are all little Tim Burton avatars, people that I'd never fucking hang out with. Old Kevin's mom from Home Alone's a fucking idiot. Jeffrey Jones is there causing fucking problems. And then you got fucking what's her nuts, Winona Ryder. She can't even fucking keep track of her own kids and falls into damn, her fucking kids fell into that Beetlejuice world and that Stranger Things bullshit, and that sucked too. Uh, yeah, I mean, Lori fucking loved this. This was like the most I've ever seen her into a movie and just smiling, laughing, going along with it. Like, God bless it. I fucking couldn't get into it. And as I was watching it, it was starting to click. I was just like, hey, wait a minute. This is a movie for girls. Ah, all right. Well, this fucking makes sense then. Yeah, this shit wasn't made for me.
But it's odd though, because this is a movie about a ghost who's like a middle-aged man, right? And he wants to fuck like what's she like 15 years old in this movie?
Yeah. Old BJ, they don't really say why he's not even confined to this model or whatever the fuck they're building. He just kind of shows up. He's like some kind of drifter who he helps people haunt, but he's also a dickhead or something. It's just a lot of who gives a fuck. It's all kind of blurry, but in order for him to like come back into the world, he has to marry a fucking child or some shit. It's all very questionable stuff from the mind of Tim Burton.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the ones that like you said, it has some cool looking shit in it, but just momentarily. But overall, it's not one that I really liked a whole lot. You know, and like you said, yeah, it is a chick flick.
So yeah, I can understand if you like this shit for sure. It's definitely made for a audience, but if you identify as a male, that audience is probably not you. I was going to say, hey, if you got a fucking cock, you probably shouldn't watch this, but this was recorded in 2023, you see.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, it is what it is, but yeah, just the whole time I was watching it, it was just like, but I watched the whole fucking thing, Joe. The
Yeah.
whole fucking thing.
Well, it's your anniversary, Tom, so you weren't doing everything for you. Yeah. Very good of you.
Mm.
Tom, 2023. I'm trying, man. I am trying probably harder this year than I ever have. I'm watching more movies of the year. And well, I watched one that was on HBO called Oracle. Uh this is about a graduate student, Tom, that takes a babysitting job. And the babysitting job happens to be on an old plantation house. Now, you know what a plantation house is, Tom? That's where they have slaves. Slaves working the land, Tom. And
Farmers.
yeah, she's introduced to the children. You know, the lady's got two boys and a little girl.
Hey, you don't fucking, don't call them that.
We'll get to that. But the lady's also got some curious things around. Like she's got an old branding iron, Tom, you know, that they used on their property, you know, to keep their property. well marked, and then she's got some old like racist knickknacks and stuff around, And I already forgot who played the mom, but she used to be something or something. Anyway, you know, the girl says, "Well, I'll think about it," and then the mom calls her one night, "Hey, my mom's in the hospital. I need you to come over here, watch the kids tonight. I'll pay you $500. The girl says, "Okay, I'll do it." She goes over there, and Tom, there's strange shit going on in this. Like if you look out the window, you know how you can see the reflection, like there'll be a reflection of somebody behind you, like a ghostess is behind you or something. Or if you're walking down the hallway, something else will run across the hallway real quick, Tom.
Will it make a noise like?
If she looks out in the field, there might be like ghostesses standing there amongst the corn rows.
Ooh, we're ghosts. Ooh, it's from Beetlejuice, you see.
Oh, so shit's happening and she's trapped in the house. She can't get out, the old lady that used to own the house, it's her ghost there trying to kill somebody or something. Anybody. She's trying to kill trying to get her revenge. Because there was like a slave rebellion or something. I'm kind of lost at this point in the movie, not giving a shit because it's so bad.
Let me ask you this, Joe. Did this ghost lady, did she ever have her portrait painted on a wall with a bunch of dolls around her?
She did have her portrait on the wall, yes, and she's wearing a black like morning dress for some reason. I guess because it looks creepy. I don't. It looked creepy. It looks stupid. There's a ghost of a little black girl running around, and the little girl that lives there. She's like, "Oh no, that's my friend." Blah blah blah. It turns out, Tom, because the mom says, "Hey, how are my kids doing?" Well, the boys they're around here. You need to call the cops, and then your daughter. I don't have a daughter. Tom, the daughter was a ghost too the whole time. Oh shit! She's got to break this curse somehow, Tom. She's got to break this curse, and there's some flashbacks going on because that
Did
little
you
girl.
just say that the girl was a ghost?
And she turns out to be the daughter of the old matriarch that's haunting the place. And she was always mad at the little girl because the little girl had a little black friend. A fucking racist ghost, Tom. Oracle, I don't believe, got a theatrical release. It was just sent to HBO Max with no fanfare whatsoever. There's a reason for that. It fucking sucks.
And everybody's on strike and no one's allowed to promote their movies that are coming out.
Yeah, and with this one, they were probably, that's okay. I don't really want to, associated with this, but I needed a check or whatever. And yeah, it's not good, man. Not good. 2023, it seems, especially for horror, is being a real shit year.
Yeah, starting next week, since it is fucking November already and we'll all be dead soon. I'm gonna go hard on the 2023 movies. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, mate, you gotta see When Evil Lurks. It's the best goddamn horror movie I've ever seen." Yeah,
Heard
you
that.
gotta, you gotta fucking watch it, there, Joe.
That means
But
I'm, you know, that's the reason. Also, I haven't watched that Edgar Allan Poe adaptation that's on Netflix. That are those miniseries or whatever. Nah.
yeah, I heard, oh, it's so fucking brutal. Oh, Christ Almighty, help me. They don't shy away. So I went to the old Google and I said, "Hey, Google, can you do me a favor?" Google's like, "Yeah, I'll try, I guess." I was just like, "Hey, Google, Does the dog die in When Evil Lurks?
I don't understand.
Okay, well, when I asked it, it told me yes, the dog gets shot.
Hmm.
So I said, I don't know if I want to watch this. But then I saw, oh, hey, wait a second here. This is an IFC movie. And as we talked about in the past, IFC puts out some good shit. And then you know what I saw, Joe? Streaming on Shutter. And then I said, well, now I don't know what to think. So we'll see. However, Outlaw Johnny Black did hit fucking streaming with no fanfare or anything because no one's allowed to talk about their fucking movies and shit. But I'll check that one out. It was weird, remember? You pop a DVD in and there'd be these commercials. Hey, don't steal movies, dickhead. Everybody gets hurt. The person bringing the donuts, the person acting in the movie, the person who shot the movie. They all get hurt if you steal this movie. And now we flash forward all these many years later, and they're just like, hey, don't talk about the movies so the companies won't make any money. And you're just like, wait a second, it was a trick all along and everybody already got paid and all this money's just going to the big corporations. Yep. So if you'd steal the movie, just steal the fucking car. Okay, thank you.
Little responses to the chats there. Jake, JR, I don't remember doing it, but Tom says I covered Five Nights at Freddy's last week.
You
And
did. You watched all but 5 minutes.
yeah, okay. And Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I don't know that I'll ever watch that, JR. We'll see. Maybe I'll get to just because you requested it. Maybe when I get back to whatever streaming services that it's on. I don't know.
It is a 2023 movie after all.
It is, and so is the Cocaine Bear, and then so is the other lame one that lame looking one. I don't know. I don't know.
Speaking of bears, we'll get to that next week, Joe. Wink. So I watched something starring your boy, Captain James T. The T stands for Tiberius, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt. So, anyways, old Kurt, he's a sheriff of some town in Arizona. And you know what they got in?
Prove it.
Yes, he does. And you know what they got a lot of in Arizona, Joe?
Uh, Racists.
Yes, and spiders.
Tarantulas.
There you go. Bless you. Get a Kleenex if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
So old Kurt, he's like, "Hey, what are all these spiders doing? There's a lot of them and they just killed my black friend. They must be racist." And then spiders overtake the town of Arizona. The end. And that was Kingdom of the Spiders. It was a very whatever fucking movie, very cheap just to say, hey, look at this movie with William Shatner in it. Isn't this fucking great? And the answer is no. Go watch Ticks instead.
Was this a made-for-TV movie?
I watched it on TV. Old Sven Gulli showed it this past weekend.
Made just for that.
Yes, they went back in time and made it just for this Polish sausage eating fuck.
Time I switched over to the Disney Channel. Say, hey, did Disney put anything out in 2023 that's not the Marvels, which I will never fucking watch?
Why? Because you fucking hate women?
Those women, yes. Um, Turns out they did make a movie earlier in the year, Tom. That movie is called The Haunted Mansion. You ever been to Disney World or Land, Tom?
Yes, when I was young, and I am pretty sure we did go on the Haunted Mansion.
Mm.
And I either did ride it or I went into the elevator and cried like a fucking woman until we were let out in embarrassment and everybody else went on the ride. But I don't remember anything after that elevator, but I do remember always being a little bitch.
Yeah, they do have like a side door to let out the little bitches after the elevator ride because that happens a lot, you know. Uh, yeah, the Haunted Mansion is Disney's been making for a while now movies out of their rides, you know, like Pirates of the Caribbean and this one, the
And
Haunted
Song of the South.
Song of the South, and Pete's Dragon was that? I don't know. Anyway, Space Mountain. Well,
Woo!
they made a movie of this in like 2008 with Eddie Murphy, and it was not good. It was pretty shitty. But this one, Tom, this one is about a guy who's an astronomer, and he meets a woman that's into ghosts and stuff. She does ghost tours, you know, and she's kind of like a medium, you know. She's a little bigger than a medium, but well, she dies, and he's heartbroken and jaded about life, but has taken over the ghost tour thing, and had even, you know, developed a camera with his, you know, optics from astronomy and shit, so he could take pictures of ghosts. Anyway, Rosario Dawson is a doctor, a single mom, and she decides to buy a house in the middle of Louisiana that is reputed to be haunted. She's gonna turn it into a bread and breakfast, but
A what?
bread and breakfast. But there's ghosts there, Tom. So she hires a priest, you know, and that's played by Luke Wilson or Aaron Wilson, one of those guys with the fucked up nose. And that guy, he's just a con man. So he goes and gets the other dude that has the ghost camera. And they
I don't
also
like how you refer to Jewish people as the ones with the fucked up nose.
they also recruit this other medium, and then Danny DeVito, and all of them got to solve the mystery of the ghost house, Tom, because there's this ghost there that needs to recruit 5,000 souls or 500, one of the two, and he just needs one more, Tom, one more, and then he can the earth or something. I don't know what's going on here, Tom, but it's pretty entertaining. You know, it's not a great movie, but God, with all the crap I've been watching this year, you know what? This isn't bad. This is all, you know, some of these performances are, hey, that Danny DeVito, he's always a funny little man, you know?
Speaking of Danny DeVito, let's hear your best one, Joe.
Hey, I'm Danny DeVito.
Excellent.
I thought so. You know, uh, yeah, I'd say I'd recommend it.
Nice.
The part where Tom's supposed to be talking for you people listening.
Yeah, I was looking at my list. I don't have any other movies that I watched. I
Okay.
did last week write down nostalgia, and I thought, hey, maybe Joe and I can talk about nostalgia, about, you know, how it's fine to have it. You look back on these things and it reminds you of a better time or memories you had when it made you happy and that kind of shit. That's all well and good. Just don't let it blind you to bullshit thinking, "Oh yeah, this shit's great." And it's obviously a piece of fucking shit, but you have an emotional connection to it. Because I was thinking a lot of times where I was just like, oh, fuck this. It's just bullshit nostalgia. But it's fine to have nostalgia for something 'cause it makes you feel happy. It's just fucking dumb when you're just like, oh, this is fucking great. I love Barney, though. That's a great show. What? You're a 47-year-old man saying you love the Barney show and it's good. Weird. But how much can you say about that? I just wanted to throw because doing a lot of poo-pooing on the old Goosebumps there, and it's just like it's fine if you like that shit, brings you back to the old warm and fuzzies, but
And this is something we mentioned again and again. Did it during the Wishmaster rewatches and the Stepfather rewatches and all that. So yeah, this is it always bears repeating though, Tom. But yeah.
again, like what you like. Just don't fake the funk. You could say, "Oh yeah, it's fucking bullshit," and have a good laugh about it, and laugh. Oh, I can't believe I used to like this shit, but still have that special warmth in your heart for it. That's all well and good, but
Yeah, it sucks, but I like it. You know? Yeah.
yeah, don't just blindly go into. I don't know. Like I just don't feel like talking about it now. Even everything we just did there was way more than I was planning. I was just like, oh yeah, I wrote nostalgia down. I don't really feel like talking about it though.
Well, I got a couple more movies, Tom.
All right.
I think this is on Peacock. I watched Pet Cemetery Bloodlines. I think maybe this is the fourth Pet Cemetery movie they made. They made the first one that had a sequel, and then they did a remake that really, really sucked. Let me tell you, like Beetlejuice, Pet Cemetery is a movie that a lot of people have like, oh man, that was so fucking scary. That movie sucks. Okay. And what holds that original movie together is Fred Gwynn, Herman Munster. His is the only performance in that movie that's worth a damn. The little kid, he looks silly as fuck, when he's walking around with that knife. Yeah, okay, he's possessed by a demon or something, but you telling me you can't fucking drop that kid across the fucking field or throw him back into the road or something? Come on, man. Um, yeah, that lady that's all whatever. Anyway, this is one of Stephen's better horror books. This book is fucking badass. It's one of the few that I've read twice. It's got one chapter in there, or maybe it's two chapters, I don't know, that it talks about the past, like, hey, this has happened before. Somebody buried somebody in that pet cemetery and he came back and man, things got fucked up. So this movie is about those two chapters, Tom. And old David Duchovny, remember him, Tom? Yeah, that's a good whatever you were singing. He was on a show called the X Files, Tom, and Californication or something like that. But anyway, man, this guy looks like shit. I don't know if he's got a droopy eye in life or is that something they did for effect in this show. But anyway, it's taking place in the late '60s. The Vietnam War is going on, and his son comes back dead, Tom. So he takes him to the old pet cemetery and buries his son. And then his son comes back, and like people are like, "Hey, so and so's son's back from Vietnam." Like, this other kid, he's like, "Well, I'm gonna go join the Peace Corps." Him and his girlfriend go join the Peace Corps and get out of that shitty little town. But things are going bad because that guy, he's killing folks now, Tom. He's acting all kinds of crazy and stuff, and so his childhood friends got to get together and put things right, Tom, because sometimes dead is better. Something that they said in the book and something they said in the first movie. And this time they say it, maybe they didn't say it as often as I think, but it felt to me like an evil dies tonight thing. You know, it's like, hey, you already said that shit. Move on, you know, write something else. Henry Thomas plays one of the dads that knew about this, and it's like, oh, we got to stop this from happening again. Pam Grier is there, and man, she's put on some weight. Sad, sad. So yeah, they gotta get together and they gotta kill this kid. But Tom, you gotta remember this kid just came back from Vietnam. So not as only is he possessed by a demon, but he's like probably special forces or some shit. So he's dug tunnels under the house like a tunnel rat, you know, and he can just like creep up and sneak up on somebody, and he can go and bury people in that cemetery too. And now they work for him. They'll do some killings and stuff too, Tom. And yeah, whatever. You know, fuck this movie. I thought, you know, it started out the first 30 minutes like, hey, this is all right. They're starting to build it, and then it just gets stupid. You know, the same stupid shit. Old Henry Thomas, he's telling, you know, they make up this thing like you can only kill these people if you shoot them in the eyes. That's the only way they're gonna die now. Like, where the fuck did that rule come from? That's stupid. But he forgets his own rule, shoots one of the things, and then it turns around and like sticks a whole shotgun through his body. You know, it's just dumb. Not a good movie. I cannot recommend this one at all. But I don't recommend the original one either. Fuck it. Read the book, you illiterate fucks.
All right, I got two things. First of all, let's hear your old Herman Munster.
I don't know. I didn't watch the Munsters a whole lot. I preferred the Addams Family.
Because they're creepy and kooky.
They are mysterious too.
But most of all, Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
Even though John Astin was a honky, you see.
He was, but you know, he was using his acting ability to say stuff like "cara mia," which is Italian. I don't fucking know.
And number two, you remember Masters of Horror, Homecoming?
Yes.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, they came back to vote, Tom. Man, did that suck. As soon as they voted, they could rest again, Tom.
I have a perfect idea for an episode.
Which prick was that directed that? Was that Joe Dante? Yeah.
You sweater vest wearing fuck, always looking like you're getting ready to take your second grade school picture. What the fuck are you doing? Preston empowerment.
So, Tom, the last film that I watched, also a 2023 film, and this one was on Apple Plus. And this is a collaboration between Apple and A24. This is a movie, it's a confidence game movie, Tom. And it's one of these that like introduces you to some characters. Something happens to these characters, and then boom, let's pause and go back and show you some backstory on this character. And then boom, let's go back and show you this other person that was introduced and show you their backstory and how this all ties together, Tom. And two of our main characters are confidence people, you know, They're running a con game, and I mean, it's not that complicated a plot line that I can't explain it, but I don't want to. You know, it it's another one that starts out all right and then it runs out of steam. You know, it builds up these two con people like, hey, they're the smartest motherfuckers in the world, and like they've been doing this forever, you know, and they're so good at it, and then they get taken, you know, by some
Damn, Liam Neeson come to fuck shit up.
learn the game, you know, they just learned the game and they did this elaborate con on these two pros, and it's just fucking stupid. You know, couldn't get uh, you know, it was just disappointing. It's like all these movies that I'm watching, you know, they'll start out okay and then it's just not happy with 20.
Yeah, it's fucking weird that this went straight to streaming, because A24 usually puts all their shit in theaters, and recently they just announced it. We're not just gonna do art house anymore. Now we want to make some bullshit money too, so we're gonna open up the floodgates.
Yeah, we're tired of just breaking even. I get that, you know. And, hey, I like that it's a big fuck you to the cultists that that love A24. The thing with this one is like Apple, they've got very little on their platform, you know, so they do some stuff that's just exclusive to them, at least for a while. I don't know, and I guess this was their draw for the month or whatever, an A24 film. I don't know. John Lithgow's in it.
Damn, he's in Third Rock from the Sun.
There's an alien. Julianne Moore, Sebastian Stan, who was Bucky or something in the Marvel universe.
Where is Bucket and what has he had? It's from Disco Godfather, you know.
But I would pass on this movie. Not recommend.
And it was at that moment I realized, shit, I should go back to Africa.
All right, like Tom mentioned last week, we're gonna like do away so much from the series movies. And I initially said, hey, let me watch these. Let's watch 2 Walter Hill movies, but the ones I wanted to watch weren't streaming. So as I'm looking around, I saw, hey, Belly is on 2. I've never seen Belly, but I remember a lot of people talking about it. You know, think, oh man, you gotta watch that. That's great. You know, it's like, God damn, that movie's hard. That movie roll hard, dog. It's,
Oh shit, Joe's a racist.
I would say. And well, I'd never seen it. I didn't know they had a sequel, but a sequel is also streaming on Tubi. So I told Tom, hey, you know what? Let's do these Belly movies. And Tom got real fucking excited. Yes, oh yeah, that movie roll hard, dog. I hadn't seen that since I was, you know, in junior high. Yeah, I had to apologize to myself after watching this. You know, this movie was directed by Hype Williams, who was a music video director, primarily in the hip hop genre. And he brought in a lot of the people that he'd worked with previously on this, like DMX is one of the stars, Nas, T-Bone,
Baz.
And it is about two thieves.
So before you get into that, Joe, I'm going to tell everybody that I have seen Belly before.
Okay.
Not only that, but this was a VHS I had when I was a child. I guess this came out when I was 12. And for some reason, I watched it a lot. I haven't watched this in high school might have been the last time I watched it, so it's been at least 20 years, more than 20 years. That line up right? Maybe. That seems about right. So, yeah, I was just like, "Oh, shit. We're gonna go back and watch Belly. Alright, I can't wait. I bet it fucking sucks."
Nostalgia, you see.
Mm.
Nostalgia. So yeah, it's about two guys, buddies, but they're thieves. They go around and they rob people, but that's really not enough. They're not making the big money. They're not getting the
Look, you gotta set it up a little more than that, Joe. Two buddies. You got Nas, who his character's name is Sincere,
sincere.
and then you have DMX, a man named Buns, and at the ripe age of 5, he sold his soul to the devil, and we see this by, images of this little kid drawing a pentagram on a wood floor with Santeria candles set up fucking all over. And that insinuates how Buns became a Dark Man X. So now we have Sincere who looks up to Buns. I want to call him Mr. Buns, but that's not his name. It's just Buns, Joe. Buns is his name in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And old Sincere looks up to him because, oh man, he's got this great house with a projector. Fuck, and this was like the late 90s. This is probably why I fell in love with having a projector in my house and still do to this fucking day because it's awesome. He's just like, man, fuck. This guy's got a projector. He's got this black broad with big tits, probably has like 8, 9, 12 wigs up there. Man, his house is dope. And that fucking projector, man. I want to be just like Mr. Buns. Fuck. So from there, we see them doing gangsta shit
But
like
why?
Rob.
I mean, they're doing the same jobs. They're robbing the same clubs. Doesn't he get the same cut? You know.
But yeah, it seems like Sincere's just a little better with his money. He's not spending it on all this extravagant shit. And his baby mama, T-Boz, she says, hey, N person, we ain't broke. What is you doing this shit for? I love it. It's in my blood, I guess, he says. So, old Buns, he says, "Hey, Facebook edit, listen." Wait, no, hold on. So old Buns, he's showering naked, and it seems like he's singing the McDonald's song. He's like, "Ba-da-dun-dun-dun." It's a weird fucking not even real song he's singing, but Kirk McLoder comes on talking about like this super heroine. And old Buns is like, dog, I got to get some super hair on.
Because this was at a time when everybody turned to MTV for their news, for their headlines. Because if you wanted the breaking news, old Kurt Loder would come on. Yeah, bullshit. When I saw that, I was like, God damn.
So old Buns says, hey, Sincere, we got to get into the dope game now. And Joe, they do. So then
But
they start selling drugs.
they get into a fight with their buddy Black. Remember, they're hanging out in a basement. And
Oh,
they start fighting with their buddy Black, and the Black, he just takes all his clothes off.
no. That's no.
Yeah.
Y'all radio edits really want to get this party started. Starts peeling off the laundry and shit, throwing it over his head.
I was like, what's going on here?
No, at the beginning, they say, yeah, that's Buns. Yeah, that's a man. but he makes us call him Buns. I'm sincere. That's fucking Black or whatever Joe says his name. I don't really think his name is Black and Joe's just a fucking racist.
Oh, it is.
But he said, yeah, he's a goofy radio edit. We just keep him around to crack jokes on and shit. So then old Black's in the basement getting mad because he doesn't feel he's getting the right cut and getting disrespected and shit.
They're making
So,
fun of him because he still drinks 40s.
yes, because they think, oh, you still in the 80s end person? Hey, man, why you saying this to me? So they all just beat the fucking shit out of him and say, get naked. You're going to sit on this old lady's couch naked with your asshole touching the cushions. And now you just sit there and we're going to do that sometimes to see if we can see your penis.
So back to the main plot, such as it is. As Tom says, Kurt Loder talked about the super heroin that's hitting the street. So old Buns goes to talk.
Why did they call him that? I know Tommy Bundy, sure, but don't call the motherfucker. Yeah, call me Buns.
He goes to talk to the biggest player in the game, and that's old Ox. This is a Jamaican fellow.
I don't think his name is fucking Ox. I think it's Lennox.
They call him Ox.
Do they? Is he a Spider-Man villain?
Because he's Lennox.
You see. Last name Lewis.
And old Lennox, he likes to watch soccer and talk Jamaican.
This fucking dude has such a thick Jamaican accent. You would swear to God he was a fucking leprechaun. Dude sounded fucking Irish as fuck. He went past the Jamaican just to what? Did he just say shillelagh? What the fuck is going on here? It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And the whole time his goofy ass teeth looked like they were trying to run out of his fucking mouth.
I get this pattern in DC again. It's yeah. Titles or something. What's this guy talking about? Yeah, so now he starts slinging, and then I don't know, I get kind of lost.
So they get the heroin, and this dude named Knowledge, he says, hey, there's this town in Nebraska, and by golly, they fucking need heroin. They love it out there. So they go and peddle their wares in Nebraska, even though they're in New York. Really strange, but whatever.
It was an untapped market, Tom.
Although it was tapped because
they got their own thugs there.
Yes, thugs who wear goofy ass fucking wigs, goofy ass fucking glasses, and eat bananas hard as fuck. I don't know why they directed this fucking guy to eat a banana like fucking he was thirsting for dick, but that's exactly what he fucking did. And his weird ass Mary Tyler Moore wig was fucking weird, and it was a very erotic scene, is what I'm trying to say.
So yeah, we're introduced to the competition there, but
Rico.
You think, they're gonna come to heads, but that doesn't seem to happen. Somebody gets arrested, somebody goes to Jamaica to see what it's all about, and then
so DMX he's said that he'll give the fucking Irish Jamaican guy a favor for getting them the heroin. So he goes to Jamaica with the Irish guy to kill a dude.
To do an assassination.
Yes. And then DMX comes back to the States, and old Rico drops a dime on him because, he's taking money out of his pocket, you see. So Knowledge goes to jail. DMX is fucking, he's like, oh, fuck you, Knowledge. You got yourself into this. So Knowledge calls up old Method Man and says, hey, you listen, I need you to kill this squirrely N person for me. He set me up and now, ooh, I'm in jail. So Method Man goes to Nebraska. Rico tries date raping him. Fucking the drugs fuck Method Man up to where he starts spilling the beans and be like, oh, I fucked up. So then he shoots everyone in fucking sight. And then he gets the fuck out of there. And uh DMX, or sorry, Buns, is playing b-ball, and he notices this white guy at the court next to him. He's just like, all right, what are you doing here? He's like, hey, I'm a cop and I need you to kill somebody for me. So they're talking, and he says, hey, we need this Malcolm X type dead. You gotta do it, but you gotta get in close with him. I don't want you to suck his wiener or anything, but you gotta get close to him. And Buns says, okay, they don't call me Buns for nothing. And there we find out the origin of the name.
In the meantime, that assassination has got out to the powers that be in Jamaica, and they're not having it. They're going to send out a transsexual hit person to take out old Lennox.
Yes, because they found out that Lennox had that man killed.
Mm-hmm. So there is a Scarface type scene where the assassins invade his mansion, and he is just killing them all one by one, except for the transsexual assassin who jumps from the staircase onto his back and slices his neck.
And that was the end of Lennox. So you know, Buns is getting the word of God and shit because he's getting close to this minister. Is he buying into it? Isn't he? We don't know. But we go across town and Sincere's like, this shit's getting crazy. We got to get the fuck out of here, T-Boz. The scrubs are fucking rising up. And I know that you don't want none because a scrub can't get no love from you. So we got to go out and we're going to go to Africa.
Well, remember, there's somebody there in her house when she gets home, too.
That's right. Method Man was waiting because he's looking for old Sincere and Buns.
Yeah.
Because they want revenge for Knowledge.
And eventually, she has to kill someone with an ashtray.
Ashtray. Fuck. Just like Bedelia from Creep Show.
Creep Show on him.
You bitch. You called me a bitch. I want my cake. Good stuff.
Different movie, you see.
Don't let go.
Yeah, so it comes down to, hey, is Buns gonna kill this guy or not? And the guy just starts, throwing his rap at him, just like
Preaching to him.
Preaching.
I know you came here to kill me, but before you do, just give me 5 minutes of your time. Just something for you to think about while Oz is a dying.
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Stand up for your rights.
He just can't do it, Tom.
He can't. Okay, well, the best part of the movie, before DMX is going in, or sorry, before Buns is going in to do the hit job, he's driving up there with the white cop. And the white cop's just like, you can't let him make this speech. You can't let him do it. All right. You're my end person. Remember that. You're my end person. And right there, old Buns is like, oh shit. I sold my soul to the devil twice. And at that
I
moment, you knew that he wasn't gonna kill this fucking guy.
uh, yeah, like I said, first time I've seen this, I did not like it. I first of all, the most annoying shit is the way it's shot. It is fucking terribly shot. It's all over the place. You know, it doesn't have any kind of focus. The guy feels like he's directing a music video or something. Nobody can act for shit. Uh, hey, I'm not easily offended, but man, did they throw the N word around like every other sentence? It is just out there. It's like, God damn. You know,
I
even
mean, I think you meant every other word. It's
probably
used in every sentence.
even for the time, it's excessive. That probably made, fucking Quentin Tarantino really jealous. God damn, they outdid me, you know? Uh it's weird. I'll give it that. If you like weird movies, this is definitely a fucking weird movie. But it's not something I will ever watch again.
Yeah, I used to think this movie was fucking awesome and badass. Just the coolest fucking shit ever. And upon rewatching it, oh, it was just a good time that made me laugh a lot. I didn't take it too seriously or anything. Oh, but boy, did I have a good time drinking and laughing and watching. Ah, his name's Buns. I remember that. What the fuck were they thinking, these idiots? Yeah, it was fucking great. I don't know when or if I'll rewatch it again, but I had a fucking blast rewatching this shit a fucking again. It was good. It makes me want to go back and break out all my old DMX CDs and give those a spin. Then I remembered, oh, it's all on my phone. So this week I'll probably be listening to a bunch of DMX shit and say, Joe, you got to make me a DMX metal cutout to go with the Dio one. Because
Oh,
when we did that rappers list, I did have a real list made, and DMX was on it. And then I was like, all right, Joe's going for the jokes. Then I'll just throw this list away and we'll wing it with funny rappers. But DMX was definitely on that shit. I used to fucking love this movie. And it's kind of nonsensical. The storytelling isn't too great, but when it boils down to it, it's just, taking the path of light versus taking the path of dark and seeing what happens, what choices you make in life, and trying to claw your way out of the belly of the beast, you see.
oh, and he did go back to Africa and lived
You
happily.
don't see it or
No,
anything, but
the voiceover because they didn't have money for stock footage of Africa. I guess I don't know.
no, it's because that's a classic staple of a hood movie. It's the voiceover.
Hmm.
The guy, the lead character, narrating everything. It's not because it's a cheap way to do it. How dare you? But yeah, if Rudy Ray Moore and Fred Williamson didn't make so many fucking hood movies, this shit would definitely be in my top 5.
Oh fuck. So next week we'll be watching Belly 2. I don't know who's in it. I know Hype Williams didn't direct it. We'll see. God damn, will we see?
Yeah, I have no connection to this one at all. I've never seen it, didn't look shit up, but we'll see. It's not gonna be. It might be. I hit you up and you're saying, hey, we're doing Belly. I was just like, oh, it's not unintentionally funny and you're going to hate it. And, hey, I was half
You're
right. Going back, it is very unintentionally funny.
there, laugh, but you know, mm,
Yeah, you're a fucking racist.
yeah, I guess. And you
Uh,
know
s-
what? I am because I think when I was like gonna watch this, I think I was thinking of the Players Club, which I also seen, and which also may have a part two. So I think maybe that's the movie I wanted to watch.
yeah, and I don't know where the fuck Belly came from. It's like, hey, yeah, I mean, we're still doing this horror genre podcast, and this guy just totally did a 180. Yeah, we're doing Belly.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So that was a dress. Oh yeah, maybe we'll do a director, an actor, something. Belly.
Belly.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Speaking of racist, Joe, you like Spider-Man?
I am now all caught up, Tom. So I'm reading Marvel Team Up, Spectacular Spider-Man, and Amazing Spider-Man. And Amazing Spider-Man is the worst one out of all the three. The Marvel Team Up has not been bad because it's been John Byrne and Chris Claremont. The shit that Bill Mantlow's doing in Spectacular is goofy as shit. But now that I'm thinking about it, hey, that's kind of goofy and funny. Amazing. Okay, with this issue, Marv Wolfman comes on as the writer and editor. Kind of odd to edit your own shit because, if it sucks, who's going to tell you? Nobody's going to tell old Marv Wolfman. And for his inaugural story, Tom, he brings back the much in demand, because you demanded it, Tom. Rocket Racer? Is that his name?
It is.
Yeah. Uh, the guy in a red suit that has a skateboard, a jet powered skateboard. And this issue, he is blackmailing a guy that had him do a job. He had a job. The guy, like, hey, I'm going to pay you to do this. He goes and does it and says, nah, you're going to pay me this, motherfucker. And the guy's not having it. He's going to, like, kill himself. But Rocket Racers, no, you're not going to kill yourself. You're going to get me that money. Or what? What are you going to do? Kill him? That didn't make any sense at all. So Spider-Man's is chasing him and just chasing him, right? That's all he's doing in this issue?
A lot of chasing and then going to the hospital.
Yeah, he goes to the hospital and old Aunt May, being the sly old bitch she is, she kind of implies, like, hey, I'd like to see old Petey get married and settle down and, hey, but we know that's not going to happen. So, all that adventure ensues and Parker tries to get an advance from Jameson, right? Some shit. I don't know. But
Sorry, instead of shaking my head, I have to say yes.
yeah. The issue ends, surprisingly, with Peter Parker proposing to Mary Jane Watson. What's gonna happen? What's she gonna say? We'll find out next week.
And to think there's still there's still about a year till issue 200.
Mhm.
They're gonna stretch this out as much as they can for a year.
Yeah.
Over what you're saying, 3 comics. Can't wait. Hey Joe,
Hey,
you like lists?
I've been known to like a list or two, Tom. 5. All right. So this week, as we were trying to get, attract the fairer sex to listen to the show, we're counting down our top 5 chick flicks. That's right, we're getting in touch with our feminine sides. You know, showing that, hey, we're sensitive blokes too. You know, Tom just watched Beetlejuice, and at number 5, I have a French film called Amélie. It's got a green cover, and oh, Amélie just smiling on the cover. You know, what's she up to? Oh man, she's up to all kinds of stuff, Tom.
Oh, that's a blank piece of paper. Let me grab the other one. My number 5 is a movie for girls. And this movie stars Rodney or Rover Dangerfield. And it's about soccer, you see. It's about a soccer team called the Ladybugs, which happens to also be the name of the movie. Ladybugs.
Movie's about a young transsexual, right? Playing soccer.
It is.
Okay. I've seen this one.
JTT starring.
At number 4, I have the movie Practical Magic, Tom. This one's about a couple of witches, sisters witches, you know. I've even read the book. The book's really good. The movie kind of makes it into a real chick flick, but it's all right. It's all right.
Joe, my number 4 is in fact a movie for girls. You ever heard of the Scream movies? Any of them?
I've heard, yeah. I think they've made 30 of them.
I pick one. Maybe the one with Laurie Metcalf. We'll go with that. Maybe that's the second or third, but any of them, it's whatever. I don't really care for chick flicks. So
At number 3, I have the movie Heathers. This is a movie about a serial killers, but it's a chick flick. It's about chicks.
tried watching that a year or so ago because you're always yapping about it. I'm just like, this is a movie for girls, and I turned it right off. And then you said, hey, Tom, let's watch The Boys Next Door. And then I thought, Joe's some kind of tomato.
I knew this was going to be an odd list for women because anybody that listens to the show knows that he hates women. Tom hates women.
But I don't hate girls,
Mm.
especially girls when they go on a trip, when they go on a girls' trip, you see. Very funny movie about black ladies whacking guys off with produce.
At number 2, I have Ghost World, starring 2 women who I can't remember their names right now, and Steve Buscemi.
Beatrice Arthur and Scarlett Johansson.
Yes. It's based on a comic book by a guy that writes chick comic books.
Oh, if I would have remembered about that shit, it would probably be on the list. Number 2, are we at?
Yes.
My number 2 is a werewolf movie where this werewolf girl grows like 6 or 8 nips. It looks fucking silly. It's Ginger Snaps. It's named after a cookie, you see.
I forgot about that one.
It's all right. It's for girls, though.
I have a romance film. Yep, this is old Shakespeare in Love. This movie's about Shakespeare, but he's in love, Tom. So he makes a play called Romeo Juliet. Takes place in Italy. That play does. The movie doesn't.
Well, my number one movie for girls is a horror classic about a babysitter who's a girl. And it's Halloween.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Definite chick flick.
So, Joe, next week, we're going to do a list we've been saying we're going to do for a while, but we'd hold it for a special occasion. But who knows how much time either of us have left, Joe. So I figure we'll just get it out of the way. And we're going to go with our top 5 favorite uses for eggs.
All right.
I can't wait, Joe.
One's easy.
www.dwnproductions.net. Masks, bust, props, custom work. I know I'm not going to have any orders until the big Black Friday sale, the Thursday before Black Friday. So, just got to say it so I can write this shit off. That's dwnproductions.net. But hey, maybe you want something custom made. Hit me the fuck up. But remember, Black Friday, better see you there, or I'll fucking...
FastCustomShirts.com. Hey, go to the website. There's plenty of shit there already for you to choose from. Order a shirt. Order 2. Hey, do some Christmas shopping, you fucking selfish fucker. This isn't just about you. Get something for somebody else, man. God damn. There's something on there they like. Custom work, you can hit me up. I'm busy, but we'll do it. We'll do it. Hey, you guys, do your stretches in the morning, okay? I mean, a lot of y'all are just getting lazy as shit. It's not going to take much for y'all to do a little, stretch out. There you go. Hold it. And yeah, a little stuff like that. That's all it takes. I worry about you guys sometimes.
Feet straight, back straight, butt straight, chin straight out. And now you stay. And now you go down slow. And go down slow. And go down slow. And go down slow. Now, some people, they can't go more. This is all they can go. But me, I can still go down slow. And 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 I still go down slow. And go down slow. And then you come up slow. And then you do it one more time. And you go down slow. Until next week, boy, God.